today we are making something, but we have to cut these eggs first. 4 eggs, okay? Don't add more. You only need is 4. Also, don't bake the oak, okay? Don't just leave it like this. It will not be tasty. Mom.
I'll fix that. Hi, I'm Colleen from Bakes and Blenders.
Sorry that we took a while. It's just because my apron was falling down.
We had to fix his apron. So today we are going to make some gluten-free brownies with marshmallow, homemade marshmallow on top. We'll see how that works.
Also, we are not making cakes.
We're not making a cake today, but we are using Ben's baking set. So we've got this baking set from Green Toys. I got this for his birthday a few years ago.
Green Toys?
Green Toys. So all of the material is made from recycled plastic milk jugs. So that's great. And the recipes.
And they cannot bake.
Well, they can probably break.
Yeah, but not that easily.
Not that easily.
Because
all of the recipes are simple, easy to follow, and the ingredients are listed by shape because every measuring tool is a different shape. So it's great for kids, and we have already measured our ingredients, but we're still going to use some of these tools today.
It's kind of ugly.
Okay, we're going to start by combining our dry ingredients.
Yeah, but we're not going to make some yet. And after that, it's barely soft like sand.
Oh yeah? Here you go. This is sugar. Then you want to dump that for me? Thank you.
I'm not going to sew it.
And now we have gluten-free flour. This is the King Arthur gluten-free flour. It's a great measure-for-measure substitute for all-purpose flour. If you are not baking for someone who's gluten-free, just use all-purpose flour. It'll be just the same. Okay. So now we're going to sift in our cocoa powder. Now you don't have to sift the other ingredients because unlike a cake, we're not trying to incorporate air.
No, because then when we mush the marshmallow, air will come out.
Great point, Ben. But cocoa powder is just one of those ingredients that you always want to sift. Pretty much all the ingredients that start with C's, it seems. Cocoa powder, cake flour, confectioner's sugar, cornstarch, all of those great to sift before you bake. All right. Now you could sift the other ingredients together. There's no reason you can't. Careful. It's okay.
That's pretty soft.
Yeah, it's cocoa powder. Keep stirring. Now when I'm baking with cocoa powder, I also like to wear a darker apron because I'm a mess. He's a little bit of a mess.
I like being messy.
I know. So if you use a darker apron, it's just not going to stain or leave marks quite as bad.
It's smoking, dude.
It is. Okay, now we've got our, careful, baking powder and salt. Can I have that spoon? Thanks, sweetie. Okay, now we're going to whisk it up. You want to use your whisk?
Yeah.
Okay, gently.
Oh, guys, this is super hot.
You're doing a great job, bud.
And if you mix it a lot, you will see that you will get this don't do it too fast. Oh, your marshmallows will not be good. If you do it
We're just making the brownie base right now. But he's got a good point. It's good to go slow.
Yeah, because if you do it super fast, it's not good. Because
you make a mess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Can Mommy have a turn?
Yeah, use mine. It's
Okay.
pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Look.
Look at that. That does work really nicely. Ooh, it sounds funny, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the only way to stop it is if you put the oak in first. That's the only way to stop it.
Oh yeah?
Yep, because water not noisable. Stop noise.
It's not noisable. That's cute. Okay.
Now, this is cocoa powder.
That looks pretty well combined to me. We are going to set that aside while we combine the wet ingredients.
I'm kind of dirty, see?
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so we've got some unsalted butter.
Yeah, because if you put salt in it, it'll be too tasty.
Well, we already put some salt in the flour mixture. Okay, so we're just gonna beat the butter until it gets creamy. And it doesn't have to be light and fluffy, just kind of cream it out a little.
Yeah.
On low. Alright, so it's nice and creamy. We're going to beat in the eggs and vanilla. We're just going to beat the eggs in just one at a time, but we'll add in the vanilla first. Okay, so we're just doing 1 teaspoon. Alright, Ben, you want to hold that?
Yeah.
Hold it right there.
This is my favorite soap.
What's your favorite smell?
Yeah.
There you go.
That smells so good. Just 1 ounce.
Okie dokie.
Now we have to.
We're just going to do 1 egg. Let's see. I got them all there. Let's see if I can just get 1. All right. Does look a little bit chunky. That should be okay. Once we combine it with the dry ingredients, it should all come together. Alright.
So they're icky now. We cannot use that now.
Oh, you know what? And we're going to need that. I don't know what I was thinking. That's okay.
Because it's just a veil, so you don't need to bake. Also, if you don't have a without, you cannot make anything.
Yeah, if you're a young kid, you're gonna always need an adult's help when you're in the kitchen and baking.
But I am bigger, so I can use big stuff now.
But only if mommy or daddy is with you, right?
Yeah. So many times because you have to give some.
I don't know why I took them off, but luckily
They
they
still
didn't
work.
get, that's right, they didn't get gross or dirty, so it's okay. Okay, now I'm gonna get this started and then I'll let you have a turn, okay?
Also, if you're too excited to see what color it will be, you will see. Okay?
Okay, your turn. Now you want to mix it on low until it's just combined. You don't want to overmix it. Ooh, careful.
Oh, it's chocolate!
It's chocolate. They're brownies. that is some thick brownie batter.
Have to get that off.
Yeah.
But don't eat it.
Don't eat it, that's right.
Oh no, we're not talking about when it's done.
That's right, when it's done, you want to eat it, right, Ben?
Yeah, it's just healthy.
Well, I don't know that it's healthy.
I mean that it will be good to eat.
It'll be very delicious, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, and also you can try some and we will show you what they will look like. Okay, guys?
Okay, now I should be okay to take off the beaters and scrape off as much of that brownie batter as possible because you're going to want it.
Yeah. Because no, don't have to bake it all of it. Just bake some. Don't make too many and don't eat too many. It's not healthy.
Okay, we're going to be sharing our brownies with friends who are gluten sensitive or gluten intolerant, which is why we're making gluten free brownies.
And also, you do that. Don't make too many because if you eat too many, you'll get sick.
That's true. So before we got started, I started preheating the oven to 350.
And now we got this special thing.
Yep.
And it's
I've
all
got a
thickened.
7 by 11 pan.
I can knock it out.
Yeah, I sprayed it and lined it with
It's
parchment
water,
paper.
right?
Actually, I used baking spray on that. Oh my, this is... Okay.
This one's
I've got a heavy duty spatula now. And we'll get started. Parchment paper is going to make it really easy to lift out, but I tell you what, it is making it a pain in the butt to smooth. So if you're not worried about presentation, you can probably get away without the parchment paper. Alright, I'm going to give that a smooth. Be nice and gentle. Very good.
pretty hot.
It is pretty hard, isn't it?
It's hot. To see.
Yeah. Love it.
What is this so good?
Don't lick it. Don't lick it, Goofy.
I want to eat.
Okay. All right. Time to bake. All right. We're back. We've got our brownies here. They look fantastic.
Don't eat them right away.
Do they smell good?
Mhm.
Yeah. So they're cooled, and we're going to set those aside.
We don't need them right now.
Nope. We're going to make some vanilla marshmallows. Child, what are you doing? Don't eat that.
It is my food. So
We're going to make some vanilla marshmallows to put on top of those brownies.
I'm going to eat them right away like sausage.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, let's get started.
Yeah.
So we're going to get started by blooming the gelatin first.
If we need this.
Nope, that's the sugar. So we need water. Can you dump the water in there?
Yeah.
All right. And then, so cold water, and we're going to sprinkle gelatin over top. Now I'm going to have to do this part just to make sure it gets.
I'm going to dump it in.
Here, I'm going to help you because you can't just dump it. We have to sprinkle it. So you got your hand on it? We go sprinkle. Okay, now we're going to set that aside. The gelatin needs to bloom and absorb some of that water for at least 5 minutes, and so we can just get on with the rest of the recipe. Well, that's it. Okay. In a saucepan, we are going to add, let's do the sugar. Can you put the sugar in there? Very good. Okay. Now we're going to pour in our corn syrup. Now this is a bit sticky, so I might need to scrape it, but you can dump it, okay? sprayed the bowl with a little bit of cooking spray. That way it'd come out nice and easy. All right, that was good. Okay, next we're gonna do a little bit of salt. It should be fine salt. I'm using a sea salt grinder. It's not a big deal. All right, and some water. You wanna put the water in?
Yeah. Then.
Perfect.
Then we will get a whip. Then you get a sticky slime. But you're not gonna play with that at all.
Yeah, we're just gonna give it a little stir to combine.
And then we get this real liquid.
What's it look like?
It looks like
Give it a stir.
slime. But only
Gentle, we gotta leave it in there. Okay, now we're gonna put this over medium heat until it starts to boil. Then we're gonna cover it for 2 minutes.
I'm just making it so good.
Yeah, and then we're gonna heat it until it gets to 245 degrees. I've got my little digital candy thermometer. You can also use a meat thermometer. I use that a lot too. It's just a little bit shorter. All right, and Ben is not going to be able to help with this part because we're going to be dealing with molten sugar. Not good. Okay, our sugar syrup is up to 245 degrees.
And now also be careful. This is boiling hot. It can take your skin off, dude.
Be very careful. We're going to
Don't
turn it
touch
on
the
medium
metal.
low. And we're going to gently, carefully pour in our sugar syrup.
Also, the pan is also this can also burn your skin.
Be very careful. Don't touch it, please.
I don't like that smell.
Yeah, gelatin kind of smells a little, not very great. Okay, now we can bump it up to medium for 5 minutes. Okay, so we've been whipping up the gelatin sugar mixture for about 5 minutes on medium, high. We're gonna bump the speed up to high for another 5 minutes. All right, it is nice and thick, so now we are going to beat in some vanilla so that it... Yeah, I was moving it. Okay, come on up, bub.
I need it.
I'm gonna pull your chair closer, okay? There you go. Go ahead and dump that in. All right, now we're just gonna whip that up again for another minute just to get it combined. All right, now this stuff is super thick and super sticky. So I'm actually gonna spray a little silicone spatula with some grease just to help. That is sticky stuff. Okie dokie. Alright. You want to work as quick as possible because this stuff is going to start to set. Could you move that, sweetheart? Thank you.
Why are we putting it on that?
Because these brownies are going to have marshmallow on them.
I want there's a marshmallow.
I will give you some, trust me.
So, not once they're baked.
Yeah, I know. You want just plain marshmallow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that we did not bake.
Mm-hmm. We can do that too. Right, and working quickly, you want to just try not to make a mess. Smooth that marshmallow, homemade, glorious marshmallowy goo all over the brownies. Okay, now that's looking pretty good, but yeah, I'm going to use that, but I'm going to grease that first.
No, I'm going to use it.
Okay, hold on. We got to grease it first. You don't want it to stick. keep it nice and flat.
I have to.
Ah, thank you. He's getting where I got it stuck on the edge. There you go, now you can see. I've got marshmallow on my hands. Okay.
Okay, you can eat that off.
Yes, I suppose so. Now we
have to cut these off.
Hold on, let me finish and then you can get all of the edges nice and trimmed, okay?
Okay. I'm going to trim that thing out.
Yeah?
Like a piece of spaghetti sauce.
Like a piece of spaghetti sauce?
I cannot see the brown.
That's good, we're not supposed to see the brown. Okay, so I'm going to be pouring a layer of chocolate on this. So we... That's okay. So you want it to...
get it off.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, just don't touch anything. You want it to be as smooth as possible so that your finish is nice and smooth and beautiful. Okay, buddy. You all done? You ready to eat some marshmallows?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm trying. I didn't do anything yet.
Oh, thank you. Then that is going to save me some trouble. There you go. So Ben is going around the edge to make sure that there's no marshmallows stuck to the parchment paper. That's actually a pretty good idea. All right. You all done? Did you get it all? Oh, that's good. The top is good.
Okay, I'm waiting for my marshmallows.
Okay. So Ben and I are going to go eat this little bit of leftover marshmallow. It's not as much as it looks, I promise.
Awesome. You know what we're going to eat?
You're going to eat store-bought marshmallows? He's going to eat store-bought marshmallows. Okay. So what you want to do is set this aside to sit for, I would say, at least 2 to 4 hours, maybe overnight. To cover it up, get some cling wrap, spray it with a little bit of Pam, and then put it on top so the marshmallow won't stick to it. And then we'll be back tomorrow, I think, maybe later today, to add some chocolate to it. Okay, so I'm a little impatient and it's only been an hour, but I feel like it's okay to make the chocolate glaze that we're going to put on top of our gluten-free marshmallow brownies. So I've got a cup of chocolate right here and a half a cup of hot, heavy whipping cream. We're just going to pour it on top and we're going to let it sit there for just about 2 or 3 minutes. It's going to heat up the chocolate, get it starting to melt. That way when we go to stir it, it'll incorporate nicely. All right, our chocolate is melted, hopefully. We're ready to stir. Now, this is a chocolate ganache, chocolate glaze, whatever you want to call it. When you start mixing up a chocolate ganache, it's going to look like nothing is happening at first. Don't worry. It'll look like nothing, and then all of a sudden, you'll have chocolate ganache. Just like that, from nothing to beautiful chocolate sauce. It's pretty amazing. Super easy to make. Now this is still super warm and runny, so I'm actually going to let mine sit at room temperature for anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes, just to thicken up slightly. I want it to be pourable because I want to pour it on top of our brownies and have it go on nice and evenly. But if it's a little too thin, it's going to seep down into the sides, into the cracks, and just disappear from on top. And we don't want that. We want it to be just a little bit thicker than this. So let's come back in just a few minutes. Alright, it's been just about 5 minutes, and it's still quite runny, but it's thickened up enough where I think that it's probably okay to pour. Now, if you wait too long and yours gets too thick, not a big deal. Pop it in the microwave for about 5-second bursts, or you can do longer bursts of 10 to 20 seconds at half power, just until it's loosened up, okay? You don't want to burn it. All right. Let's see how it goes.
Hey.
That looks pretty amazing, pretty delicious. I don't want to tilt it to show you because then it will go all over the place. But it looks beautiful. If you want to, you can use your spatula to just get those little bits of marshmallow that didn't get covered. It's on the edge, it's that big of a deal though. Now this is the same chocolate glaze that I use on my mint chocolate brownies, which are amazing. If I figure it out, I will put the link to those brownies up here. Otherwise, you can go check them out on bakesandblenders.com. So now this, I really am gonna let sit overnight. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge just to set the chocolate so that I can cover it without messing up the top. And then I'll just let it sit overnight and firm up. And tomorrow we'll cut it up and get eating. All right, it is all done. And look at that, we've got a delicious layer of gluten-free brownie, delicious homemade marshmallow, and an amazing silky smooth chocolate glaze on top. So now the question is, how did it turn out? Let's try a bite. That is so good. The brownie is super thick, but it's super fudgy and delicious. And then the homemade vanilla marshmallow is phenomenal. I love marshmallows. And then of course chocolate glaze on top, you can't go wrong. So if you want to try this at home, go ahead and click the recipe link in the description box below. And if you like this recipe and you'd like to see more, go ahead and hit like and subscribe and hit that little bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Alright, and if you try this, please tell me how it turns out. I'd love to hear about it.